Well, happy days, my fantastic artistic friends. Are you ready to do another picture with me? Absolutely. What we've got up here is an 18 by 24 inch primed and stretched out canvas, but we're going to prime it some more because we're going to do a limited palette painting today, just with grey tones, okay? It's going to be a beautiful, misty, foggy, in the woods, landscape kind of scene, and we're going to paint it in oils. But first of all, we need to paint it again with some acrylic paint, some great acrylic paint. Now, we're not going to use blacks and whites. What we're going to use is browns and blues. Well, I hope your work area, your artist studio looks as busy and as crazy as mine and as dirty. Okay, this is a little palette today. I've got a little plastic tray that I'm using for the acrylics, and what I've got here is some raw umber, ultramarine, and titanium white. I'm using Winsor & Newton's. Ones are Liquitex, but you use any brand that you can get your hands on, which is comfortable for you. Okay, and it's acrylic paint, by the way. What I've done here is I've taken some of the brown and some of the blue and I've mixed them together, and we get a nice dark colour, dark grey colour. Now you can take it to the blue side or the brown side, depending if you want it warmer or colder. Okay, into that we've just got into some white, so you just take some white and mix it into your greys like this. Okay, now we've got a browner colour there, so that's a warmer colour. It's also a bit more richer in colour because it's not paled out with the white. And we've gone to the blue side over here. Okay, it's a bit cooler and a lot more white into that. What we're going to do is hit the canvas with this colour and just make it nice and misty. And now we're going to do that. We're going to use some water as well because it's acrylic paint. This is a Misty bottle from the barber shop. We also need an old brush. This is very old. It's what I use for acrylic paints. And of course, some clean tissues. So let's get up to the canvas and do some painting. First thing I'm going to do is just spray the whole canvas with some water, some clean water, and then take your brush and just rub in that. I've got a little bit of paint on there from my demo on the palette earlier, but I'm just going to rub that all in and then just pick up some of this grey colour, and I'm just going to coat the whole canvas in various shades of this blue, brown, grey. Well, there we go. That's the old painting now covered, or the old canvas now covered in a thin layer of greys that were mixed up with browns and blues and whites. You can see different shades of the greys in there, and that will help us out in the finished composition. Just to prove that it is covered, there's an old practice canvas that I had laying around in the studio, just to see the difference between a white canvas and a grey canvas. So I need to wash this brush out. I need to let this dry for at least 2 hours. But while this is drying, I'm going to show you what oil paints we're going to be using. Let's have a look at the palette. Now, I've obviously cleaned the palette of acrylic paint, and we've got oil paint on here now. What I've got is Winsor & Newton's Winton colours, and that's the brand that I use. So what I've got is French ultramarine, and I've got burnt umber. What I've done is taken 2 parts burnt umber to 1 part ultramarine and mixed them all together, and we've got this dark colour. It almost looks black on the palette. Taken a good scoop of that and mixed it into some white. Okay, a big wad of all that lot, and made a mid-tone grey colour. Okay, it's almost neutral in colour. Okay, it's neither the warm side or the cold side. It's not the brown side or the blue side. From that, I've progressively mixed in more white to get different shades of paler colour, and then again added more of the dark colour to that wad to give us the darker colours. Okay, so we've got 5 shades of the same colour all there. Okay, every now and again I may dip into the blue, I may dip into the brown, and I've got white on there so I can pale it off even more if I need to. I've also put a bit of black up there just in case we need to make some really dark stuff in the foreground. So on top of this dry canvas, this dry acrylic primed canvas, I've just coated the top half with a little bit of linseed oil. Now you can use clear gel or what is it called, liquid clear or something like that if you so wish, but I've just used linseed oil. Okay, very little amount goes a long way, and that gives us a nice slick coating. Now what I'm doing is I'm just rubbing it in and removing a lot of that excess oil. If you can see there, that excess oil, we don't want much, but we want enough just to blend. Okay, grey toned canvas. Get rid of that, and I'm going to pick up a fan brush, and I'm going to go into my lightest mixed colour. Okay, my lightest mixed colour, and we're going to just start hitting there. Now you might not be able to see most of this, I hope you can, but I'm just going to give an indication of a distant slope of an hill or a mountain or something like that. That's way back in the foggy distance. Okay, and then it comes down this side as well, like so. Okay, just feather it off into nothing. Okay, now I have done similar paintings like this before in the past, where you coat the whole thing with liquid white or linseed oil and white mixed, and that works pretty good. But I'm going to go for this effect this time because I want to be able to control the amount of white that I've got on there. I'm just going to flick up tiny indications of treetops way back in the distance. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just misting out the bottom with a dry brush, okay? And I'm taking the paint that I've just put on with the fan brush into that oil, the oil paint, okay, the linseed oil. And then I've got a little dagger brush, okay? And all I'm doing is I'm just pulling straight down with the dagger brush with these grey colours. Okay, and what I'm going to do is progressively get darker, go into that colour stream and get darker. But what I'm making is little banks of trees like so, and then come back and just blend the base out. Now these will look like really far away trees. You can do this with a fan brush. Pick up a bit of that dark colour just so you can see it a bit better there. I'm just going to go and just pull straight down like that. And this will give the indication of some far away trees. I picked up some of that dark colour, but I had plenty of the light colour on, so it didn't work. Now I may have to blend this out because it might throw the whole thing off, but you get the gist of what I'm doing, and I'm going to build this up for roughly half the canvas. So it may take some time, but it's a labour of love. A bit of titanium white on a soft brush can really float in some mist and fog around these stands of trees or herds of trees or whatever we call them. Okay, and just blend that in to the linseed oil like so, and then go back with your dagger brush and you can add another little layer. Okay, just like so. And again, I'm just tapping down really with that dagger. I'm not really making any kind of tree effect just yet. It just happens naturally. And then again, back to your big brush, tap it into the linseed oil like so, just tease it away. And what you can do then is take the white on there, let's grab some more white, and just float in some more mist, and then just tease it into the trees, and then you've got another little bank, little herd of misty trees that sit on the edge of this mountain like so. Another top tip is make sure all your trees are straight, not wonky donkey, okay, or else it'll look like a big wind has come and blown everything over. But I'm going to just show you, if I can, how I paint some of these evergreens that I've got a little bit of a limb or two attached to them, and I just keep dipping down into the paint, and I just pull out this little dagger brush. If you haven't got one of these, really invest in one. They're not much money. I think this cost me about £3. You know, it really isn't much money, and you basically can carve and sculpt a little tree just like that. You don't really have to work yourself to death with a fan brush. Of course, with it being really fine as well, you can draw little lines and thick lines and all sorts like that. And again, all I'm doing every time I reload the brush, I change the colour just slightly enough, you know, just to give it a little bit of something else that's going on. And when you've got a little bank of trees up there, again, I just take off most of the paint with the big brush. It's getting a little bit loaded itself, but just take off a lot of paint there. Or you could use, you know, your lint-free tissue and just dab it down. And then with a little bit of titanium white on the paintbrush, just blend a little bit of that mist into there, just like that. Okay, you could even take the brush again and then just lift up and tease it out, and then you've got another misty layer of trees, progressively getting bigger, progressively getting darker as they come towards us, if that makes sense. And then we can work on these bigger ones and the misty lake in the foreground. You can add a little bit more paint now. We're a little bit closer to us, so even the mist and the fog or whatever it is will appear a little bit more denser and a little bit more thicker in places, so a little bit more white will do, and a little less blending. Okay, this is where we're going to have this water stream. Let's paint another tree. So I'm going to, obviously these are where as big trees are going to be, but we need some stuff in between that. So maybe just out here on the corner. Now, if you cannot paint a tree with one of these little brushes like this, then you really should ask if you're an artist or not, because how easy is that? Okay, and go on the other side. And again, you're just scrubbing a little tree like so. It just floats straight off the brush. That looks to me like a little evergreen tree. Is paint top of the tree. Okay, maybe a little bit there. Okay, a little bit like so. Give them a nice firm point, and then miss a little bit out, and then we can float. We can float some stuff in between, a little cloud in between there. So it's broken up by the cloud. There we go. We're not having to paint over the top of this dark colour. So there we have it. Okay, back to a blender brush with a bit of white paint, and we go again on the base. I'm going to paint this tree here, and basically I've only really used this dagger brush now for this composition. I'm just going to re-spike that top there. Okay, I've added a little bit of the darker brown colours to this, and then all I need to do now is just sweep from side to side, and I'm going to leave a little bit, I think maybe open, maybe there, where I can float a cloud through it like I showed you a little bit earlier. And then again from this side, just sweep, and that's as easy as it gets for these kind of evergreen trees. No towing about. And again, because it's two-tone painting, there's no real effort for highlights and shadows, really. None at all. Just flip that up there, go up, carve it down, go across. Honestly, these dagger brushes, just invest in one. So I've just squeezed out a pea-sized amount of viridian as well, just to throw into the mix. Now we're coming a lot closer. I thought this colour would emphasize a little bit of the tree work, so that's all I'm doing up here, is just putting a little bit of greenery on some of these evergreen trees. You can see I've really gone to town with the branch, sorry, the trunks of these big old trees, and then we'll just gently throw in some of the limbs, some of the arms and stuff. And this dagger brush again just works absolute wonders. So I've taken that viridian and I've just thrown it into the mix, the base color mix, the blue and the brown mix. And again, I'm going to have a light spot up here, so we want a little bit of a darker color, darker green on this side of the picture, and same on this side of the picture as well. So just bear that in mind. And if it gets too greeny, just darken it off a little bit. Touch of blue, touch of the brown, base color. Still got the black to play with as well, if I want to create some really deep dark colors. Use the point of the dagger brush to create little tiny branches, and then the flatter part of the blade of the brush to create all kinds of little effects like so. It really is very versatile. I can't believe we've painted 99% of this picture with just the blender brush, with this dagger brush, and we've just used the blender really just to soften areas and add a bit of titanium white. I've just taken some of that green mix and added a little bit of the lighter grey to this, and I'm just picking out one or two highlights on the highlight side of the tree This will just give it another dimension and make it look a little bit more realistic, a little bit 3D as well. So you touch on them with the highlights and then just blend them back into the tree, then reload and go again. Like so. Dive into some greys, and we can even put some stones out here on the river. Now, this is very simple with this dagger brush. I feel like I'm just promoting this dagger brush, but it really is a versatile piece of kit. You know, just throw some stones. Now I know they all look like turtle backs or something like that, you know, but well washed stones, smaller as we get away, and lighter as we get away from us. And then you can even pick up a little bit of the darker brown color, that base mix, and just really throw in some shaded parts of that. And again, back to the blender brush with a touch of white, and then just tease. Then there's a lot of mist coming off this little stream or something else, and then just blend them into the water like that, and just tease up. One last thing to do, folks, is just put a little sun up here, a misty sun, so a little bit of white on the fingertip, and we've got a little sun, and there we've done it. So if you've enjoyed this one, give it a like, subscribe. Thank you to all my members. Leave me a nice comment as well, and if you try this one, share it with us. I'd like to see your compositions. So until next time, take care of yourself, stay safe, happy days.